Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's Dave, and what we're going to do today, it's a nice sunny day in Berwick, and today we're going to do sway bar bushes. I noticed that when I did my shock absorbers on the car that the sway bar bushes were cracked. Probably original sway bar bushes, and they need replacing. So I've ordered some, I've got them in, and I'm going to fit them. Shouldn't take too long, about half an hour. See how we go. I'm going to swap the cars around and we'll take it from there. See you in a minute. Okay, so we've swapped the cars around. I've got the Jackaroo in the garage here, and the next job is to put the new jack underneath and jack up the car, take the wheels off. So let's get on with that. And that right there is why those are called axle stands and not jack stands. As I said before, my son is moving out eventually, and he's got a bit of renovation to do and what have you, but I'm having to buy some equipment, and I bought myself some deep long sockets because of situations like this where you can't get in. Incidentally, if you don't have yourself a rattle gun, I would recommend one because that makes life so much easier. I mean, I've got an injured arm, I can't really use this arm for much, but you saw for yourself how easy that was, getting that off. So what we're going to do now is remove the bracket. So that's the bracket that holds the bush in, and here is the bush. So you can see clearly that this is a rubber bush. Clearly, that it's the correct part. However, this is rubber and this is polyurethane. And these are supposed to be better in regards to sway bar bushes. Obviously you get the front ones and the rear ones. The front ones are a bit smaller, but you get a tube of installation grease which you need to use on them as well. So first things first, I'm going to get a wipe and give it a clean. So this has a ridge in it, and the ridge is there for a reason. It's there to locate the bush. I'll show you in a second. That fits into there like that, and that ridge there is to stop lateral movement, I believe, and it's also got a couple of lips as well. Always keep a roll of kitchen roll handy in your car. You never know when you'll need it. Cleaning your hands, cleaning components, cleaning a lot of things. Okay, so that's that greased up. I might put a little bit on the outside as well. We'll see how we go. Alright, so let's get this over the sway bar. Ready to go. Got it in place. Right, put a bit of grease into here. Leave half the grease for the other side. I always recommend a little bit of anti-seize. You never know when you want to take these off, and if it's seized, it would be a major pain in the rear end. Rob did tell me that would be a pain. was right. But once you've got one bolt through, you're laughing. Getting one bolt through, it's the problem. Good. Let's put the wheel back on. Okay, 87 foot-pounds is what we're looking for. When you're taking a wheel off, it doesn't matter what order you use. The reason you use the pattern when you're tightening it up is because you want the wheel to go on squarely. And if the wheel is coming off, it doesn't need to be square. Although it is good to remember all the nuts are off. So that one was tight. There's a little bit stripped. Ah, I completely forgot about the fuel tank. I want to do something with that. This is the one that is splitting. Although I don't see any splits on it, it's definitely. Ah, there we go. I don't know if you can see this, but there are the splits. Let's find a light so you can see it a bit better. Let me just put a light there. Can you see where it's cracking on the inside there? On this edge here. See the cracks? That's where it started to crack. Somehow, I'm going to get this fuel tank back up and it's full of fuel as well. So that's not going to be easy. Should have thought of that beforehand, shouldn't I? I completely forgot that the auxiliary fuel tank is one of the mounts is under this. I think what I'm going to need to do, guys, I'm going to put the jack under there and jack that up. See. Fuel tank jack down. Yeah, I'm happy with these sockets. They cost me like, I think they cost like $18 at the shelving place. $17 in fact, I think. Now it is advisable to run these on by hand. I never bother, but I'm always really careful to make. Now some of these are replacements. Now you'll see they've got a captive head on the top. Sometimes that head can fall off. Now the problem being is if that head falls off, then the wheel nuts are going to get rusty and they're going to be a real pain to get off. They sell them at the car store, super cheap and wherever you, so go get yourself some new ones if they fall off. Get some spares. You wouldn't want to be in the Berwick CFA, I tell you. That's the third time they've been called out this morning. I don't know if anybody knows this, but when you use torque tools, you need to use black. Specifically designed torque tools. And I think the reason being is that they're hardened so they can stand a hammering. Whereas ordinary sockets are not as hard, therefore they can strip if they're hammered a lot. I mean, it doesn't mean so you can't use them, it just means you shouldn't. So it's time to remove the jack. Happy with those jack stands, they've held that weight quite well. I think that jack is a success. There's only one slight problem. I've just lowered it down onto the air hose under the wheel there. I need to get that out. The best thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread must have been a bloody marvellous thing. Why would anybody ever say the best thing since sliced bread? We're not here to talk about sliced bread, are we? We're talking about cars. What I'm going to do is just take the car for a quick drive up the road. I'll see you back here in a minute. But I will take the chocks out from under the front wheel first. And of course these will go in the spares box. What we're going to do now is I'm going to put a new label on the windscreen for the oil change. Let me just find my pen. What's the kilometres now? 298595. So 299 was the figure. 298,595, so we're 405 kilometres early. The next oil change is going to be at 304,000 kilometres. So what Castrol have done is they've put, not only have they put somewhere for me to write, they've also got the 10W30 written up there, which is what the oilies are putting at the moment. That works well. Alright, let's recap what we've done today. We've successfully used the new jack. We've successfully used the new axle stands, and remember, they're axle stands, not jack stands. Okay, car's back in the garage. Just going to bring up the Jackaroo. Right, that's it. Job's done, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the weekend.